You can find a Detour sign in every town in America, but only Pendleton has a story to go with it. It was October 1960, and then Senator John F. Kennedy's motorcade was bound for Indianapolis from Anderson.
This first shot is Pendleton Avenue, where my dad's truck was parked, and they had built a stage on the back of it.
City leaders got wind of the presidential campaign swing by. They devised a detour.
So Dad and his other town board members got together and decided they would divert traffic temporarily through town instead of around town.
Then town board president Jack Mellinger began spreading the word.
That was the sneaky part.
About 150 people gathered to see if the detour would work. It did.
Yeah, here comes the motorcade.
It rolled right up Pendleton Avenue, just north of the town's main intersection on State Street.
I knew I would vote, and I knew that there's a possibility that this man I am looking at driving by could have a big impact on my family.
And here's Kennedy coming up, and people coming up to greet him.
And see, my mother, she got to ask him to speak, to get out of the car and speak.
JFK spoke for only about 2 minutes, an ad-lib speech. This 8mm movie captured the historic event, but there's no audio.
My dad was not a touchy-feely, real emotional guy, but you can tell in the pictures that that was a pretty big deal for him to be on the back of his 1959 pickup truck with JFK.
Yeah, that's when I got emotional. I'm thinking, you know what? He may be our president here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an electrifying day.
That is why Jane made her daughter Shirley dress up in red, white, and blue, and why Jack Mellinger made sure his son and 2 daughters were also there to share the stage with history.
It was electrifying. There was,
Yeah.
you know, when you meet somebody and all at once you feel that tingle.
Nearly 3 years later, the assassination hit Jack Mellinger hard. As Scott remembers, his father didn't leave the family home for 2 days.
It was a very emotional time.
Now, some 58 years later, there's no plaque marking the event, just the memories.
You know, the 150 or so people who were there, they were just so blessed. You know, here's our little town that nobody ever pays any attention to, and JFK stops, and it would have been great to have the whole town out there and all the kids out of school. But on the other hand, those 150 people, they were blessed to see and feel something that was very special back then.
Thanks to the Detour. In Pendleton, Kevin Rader, Channel 13, Eyewitness News.